Hello, welcome to The Witcher Season 3 episode, Making the Case for Freya Allan to take over as lead. Stay with us, where we delve into all things related to the enchanting world of The Witcher. In today's video, we're dissecting a pivotal episode from Season 3 that might just be paving the way for a new lead in the series. Freya Allan, who portrays the fierce and determined Ciri, has been captivating audiences with her portrayal. But could she be poised to take on an even more prominent role in the show? Join us as we analyze the latest episode's events, character dynamics, and Freya Allan's remarkable performance to make the case for her ascension to the lead role. Regardless of how Hemsworth does in the part, the alteration is expected to stir up debate because the series has previously experienced criticism from both fans and viewers new to the franchise. Making Ciri the lead might be one way for showrunner Lauren Schmidt-Hissrich to lessen this. The thought of The Witcher transferring the mantle from one white-haired monster slayer to another may seem audacious, but in many respects, it is the logical evolution the program has been building towards since its beginning. Geralt may be the character from whose point of view we experience The Witcher's fantastical world, but Ciri has consistently been the focal point of the series throughout all of its versions. The most compelling plotline in the show is without a doubt watching a 16-year-old girl go from being a spoiled princess to a hardened warrior, while dealing with a world that is tearing itself apart in a desperate search for her. She is the spark that ignites this continent-spanning epic and the linchpin that connects every significant event. What is Out of the Fire, Into the Frying Pan about? The penultimate episode of The Witcher's third season, Out of the Fire, Into the Frying Pan, stands out significantly from the rest of the show. Out of the Fire, Into the Frying Pan scales things back to focus almost entirely on Ciri, making it the closest The Witcher has ever come to a bottle episode, albeit one that still makes time for the occasional fight against a CGI behemoth. The previous 22 episodes spent their runtime building an increasingly convoluted tale of high fantasy antics that will have seen more than a few viewers reach for the wiki to understand what's going on. It's appropriate that Hissrich positioned this episode just after the Thanen coup, the dramatic two-episode set-piece that called for a breather when it was finished. The bloodbath was the culmination of 3 seasons' worth of storylines, and it was unlike anything the continent or The Witcher had ever seen before. The consequences of that fateful day will forever alter the lives of Geralt, Ciri, Yennefer, and anyone else unlucky enough to have gotten caught up in this mess. Ciri communicates with a mysterious obelisk at the center of the tower in an effort to evade arrest by the invading Nilfgaardian armies, while the magical academy of Aretuza is in ruins and the cunning sorcerer Vilgefortz is right behind her. Ciri finds herself unable to handle a power of this size despite her long training, causing an explosion that topples the tower. Ciri's fate is unknown at the episode's conclusion. However, Out of the Fire, Into the Frying Pan immediately offers a solution. Torlar's destruction summoned a vortex that transported Ciri thousands of miles away to the scorching Koreth Desert, a harsh wilderness that is destined to extinguish all but the strongest of souls. No wonder it is jokingly called the Frying Pan. Ciri has virtually no chance of surviving after being abandoned in a foreign country without food, water, or any hope of rescue, but this isn't the first time she's faced such improbable odds. She is motivated by the conviction that her friends on Thanen Island will require her assistance in the days to come. She wanders through this lonely wasteland with a mystery unicorn for her hardest task yet, one that will put every part of her Witcher and sorcerer training to the test. Without a talent for self-preservation, no one escapes the wrath of every major faction on the continent. The episode highlights how much Ciri has grown throughout the series. The entirety of the episode is devoted to Ciri's struggles as she travels through the Koreth Desert, leaving the audience as lost as its anguished lead character. Freya Allan would be the only member of the main cast to appear if it weren't for the opening and closing minutes, which show how the Thanen coup survivors are faring. Tearing Ciri away from them may have been terrible given that the natural chemistry between its protagonists has frequently been The Witcher's greatest strength, but in practice, it's quite the opposite. A delightfully straightforward quest called Out of the Fire, Into the Frying Pan gets right to the core of what The Witcher should be. A simplified interpretation of an overdone genre where monster hunting and political intrigue serve just as the backdrop for the tragic story of a young girl who is forced into a life she is not ready for. With Out of the Fire, Into the Frying Pan, which is virtually an exact reproduction of a chapter from the second book, Time of Contempt, Andrzej Sapkowski's original novels finally acknowledge the importance of the lead heroine's internal struggles. The writers can delve into Ciri's character by removing her from the complicated main plot, demonstrating what a Ciri-focused version of The Witcher might entail. It turns out that it's not all that different. Ciri is more than just a female Geralt, as evidenced by her guilt-ridden past and bloody future, both of which are explained by the 3 hallucinations the desert conjures up while trying to reenact a Christmas carol. This shows that Ciri's significance in the narrative goes far beyond how well she can swing a sword. Ciri may not be as skilled as her master, but she is still more than capable of holding her own when the situation calls for it thanks to The Witcher's distinctive style of balletic swordplay, a talent the show doesn't weaponize enough. Thank you for watching.